Hello and welcome back to Subnautica. So here we are with the second episode. In the last episode we survived our starship crashing, which you can probably see up here. There it is, all burning and everything. And we got going with basically getting our survival basics set up, which... Oh, hello. May as well scan you while you're here. Which my priority is getting the oxygen tank sorted because... Oh, that sounds odd. The longer we can stay under, the more we can do with that. Also, at the end of last episode, we had a radio message which gave us a life pod over there. But, just logging back in just now, it appears we have a second one.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to databank.
Okay, so that's given us a second life pod to look at, which is interesting. However, you'll notice I don't have a marker for this one because for this one, under our databank, we have clues. So we just have a random picture that we need to try and find for them. However, we are heading in this direction over here for Life Pod 3, the Shallows. However, also at the end of last episode, we picked up the Sea Glide. So I actually want to go ahead and make a Sea Glide. So we need a battery. I need to go and get 2 acid mushrooms. I need some lubricant and copper wire. So do I have enough to make the copper wire and then the battery? No. Okay, so we need some copper. We need some lubricant, which we can get from the creep clusters. What are you? You don't look like a peeper. Oh, you are a peeper. Okay. Right, so let's get going. There we go, there's some copper ore. There's the titanium. We're going to need some acid mushrooms to make a battery. Okay. Let's top up on the O2 while we're here. Come on, brain coral. Let's scan it. I see. The scanner can't scan through the air bubbles. That's helpful. Okay. So this isn't quite where I want to be just yet. Aha, that's what I'm looking for. Because I want those glowing bits. Now you notice I turn the torch off when I see what I want because it has a battery and I don't want to run out of batteries. And I don't want to be in one of these situations where I have 70 million batteries because, well, I haven't been able to figure out how to recharge them yet. Why can I not grab another one? Should be able to grab another one. There we go. There we go. Right. That should get us started.
Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Okay, quantum detonation. Okay, that's something to watch for. Now, one thing, it's a sea-based game, but they did make the skybox quite pretty. I have to admit, sunrises are something special in this. Okay. Now, one of the other things I was considering doing, and let me know what you guys think about it, whether you think you want to see it or not,
is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
Is you'll notice I've only got 5 quick slots down here, and I'm going to need more than 5 as time goes on. So normally what the game expects you to do is it expects you to...
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habit.
So, yeah, I'm going to need more than 5 as time goes on because you'll notice I've just had to swap out my repair tool there just to make room for the Sea Glide. And I've been umming and ahhing about getting a mod to just give me more of those... basically, yeah, more quick slots at the bottom. But I know some people like unmodded playthroughs and want to see everything as is. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, whether you want to see it completely unmodded and the game as is, or whether you don't mind sort of small addition or graphical mods like that. So, let's have a look. Oh wow, that was significantly closer than I thought it was. Okay, so here we are at Life Pod 3. And what do we find? Panda PDA, the compass,
PDA data.
which is always helpful. And is there anything around on the outside? So this is where I was slightly surprised, because this is where you normally start getting your Sea Glide fragments. So I was quite surprised I managed to get some of them last time. But that looks like everything we're going to want. You notice here it's telling me to cut the creepvine cluster. So we'll do that. Oh, inventory full. Okay, so let's take a drink and then we'll cut it. And that gives us a creepvine sample.
New blueprint acquired.
So, one of the other things the observant among you might have noticed at the end of last episode was I said this pod was going to be near where I wanted it to be to build a base. And it's very much not. So, apparently that's my own memory playing tricks on me. It means we might need to find Life Pod 6, because that is probably closer to where I want it to be. In fact, I'll be honest, I've been watching somebody else do a playthrough of this, and I know that's closer to where I want it to be, because they happen to have set their base up in a similar area. Not exactly how I'd do it, but they've gone a bit closer. But they are doing a completely blind playthrough, which is entertaining to say the least. And I remember the first time I played this, I was as jumpy as they are looking at everything. Oh, another radio message.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by this Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so that's another life pod for us to try and find. Right, however, I am getting full on stuff. So let's start dropping some stuff into our container. Oh wow, okay, we're quite full there. Okay, right, so this has a nutrient block, so we'll take that. Ooh, it's slightly short on water. We might need to go looking for some bladderfish. Okay, so you're not meant to be down here. You're a bird. Interesting. Right, okay, so let's take care of the important things. Let's get some food and some water. Come here, peepers. You can't outrun me anymore. There we've got our telltale glow for the bladderfish. Now, one of the other things you can do with a bladderfish, and I probably won't be doing it because I've never found a need to, is there is a tool you can get called, I think it's just called an air bladder. And what you can do is when you deploy it, it very rapidly pulls you back to the top of the surface in case to get you up quickly, basically. And I never used it. I will admit I used it in the sequel to this, so Below Zero, because it has a second ability there where you can use it as like an emergency air tank to refill your O2 if you cut it a bit close. I've used it there for that, but never used it in this game. But just for those of you that might want to see it, it is under... Where is it? Where is it? There it is, air bladder. It's rubber and a bladderfish, and yeah, it just pulls you straight up. Ooh, the compass. That we might want. Okay. Okay, I really want to get a base going. So we're probably going to want to find that other life pod. Now... Where was it? Okay. Where's our clue for it? So, life pod 6. There we go. So it's 100 metres down, red area, 400 metres northwest of life pod 4's last location. Have we got a ping for life pod 4? No, we've got 3 and 7 and we're life pod 5. Okay, that's not that helpful then. Okay, well, let's go for a wander then, because I'm going to start needing some silver. I'm going to want to find that red grass area, which I'm sure we did stumble into over here. Yeah. Right, okay, so this is the red grass area, and I cannot remember whether there's more than one. But I'm hoping there is only the one, and this is going to be roughly where I want to be. Oh, we've got a chunk of wreckage over here. Anything interesting?
Meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Okay, so what that oxygen efficiency decreased means is, while I'm below 100 meters at the moment with my standard kit, my oxygen runs out faster because it's basically using up. Yeah, using it up because I'm lower than 100 meters. So yeah, you'll notice it might be ticking down faster. It just means we've got to keep an eye on it. Bar table. There are so many things in this game where you can just get them to make your base, when you get it, look pretty.
Acquired.
Some interesting pieces of kit over there. Bioreactor.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance. Depth 90 seconds, leading to an unknown environment.
Okay, now we need to go get some O2. And this is where you could use that air bladder if you wanted to, because it would just bring you straight up. Whereas I've got the sea glide. Okay, and down we go. Because there were some bits here I'd not finished getting. Although, I have just thought, or I noticed, that one says near a cave system and under attack. Actually, that's the one I want. So we're going to leave this red grass area. And if my memory's right, that's also going to be a red grass area. And the reason the red grass area is nice is because it borders the shallows where you can get your titanium and your copper. It is near the kelp forest, so you can get all your creepvine clusters and all the rest of it. And it's also got some of the other like nodes as well that give you some of the slightly more, I'm going to say advanced, they're not super advanced, but it gives you the kind of the next level up from titanium and copper, which give you all the silver, the gold, the lead. So it's got some pretty decent stuff in that area. Just get up a bit of O2. So you'll notice that some of the biomes are copied all over the place, because look, we've got another kelp forest here and a family of those things, which aren't aggressive, but they just leave those like smoke cluster bomb things around. So one of the other bits I was planning on doing around with this, see, look, another red grass area, is although it's not a blind playthrough, I know where I'm going with some of these bits. What I don't want to do is jump ahead, because where I have, I'm just going to go up and get some oxygen, where I have played this before, I in theory could jump ahead, get things I know that are really easy to access because I know where they are, and effectively just skip out on how it's expecting you to play. Now, not everyone that's watching this has necessarily played this before, so I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to basically set the rule that I'm only going to go somewhere where the story leads me to it or I stumble across it. I'm not going to make purposeful beelines to get to somewhere when my character, basically the guy I'm playing as, sod off you biter, would have no real knowledge or reason to go there. So I'm going to try and stick with that. But this is definitely the pod I wanted to be near, because here we have a deep cave. Very deep cave. And I'm not going down there yet, because the first time I did that in my first playthrough, I properly drowned myself because I got lost down there. But there's another entrance to that area somewhere. I want to say over this way. Yeah. Yes, because there's a wreck there. Okay, so this is where I want to set up. And the reason I want to actually have access to that down there is because, and again, this is one of the things I know, but I'm setting up in an area I've been effectively invited to, so I'm not going to be too upset by it. But what you can get down there is access to geothermal power. Titanium, because I left it all in the life pod. And I like geothermal power because it never runs out. Whereas the first bit we're going to get is going to be solar powered. And solar's great, but one of the few things this game does and takes very seriously is You know, solar power only works in daylight. You've got to. It's got to be daytime. So if you are relying on solar, you've got to have enough solar to basically cover you with the batteries overnight. Otherwise, your base will run out of power overnight, which is not going to help anyone. And also, one of the other things to bear in mind, it won't work in cave systems because there's no direct sunlight, but it also becomes less effective the deeper you go, which is something I didn't realise when I first started playing, that basically it becomes less effective. Now, we'll get into the base building when I actually find the second piece of titanium and can get started. Copper. Normally that's the preference. Gold. I have just thought I'm going to need another piece of titanium for the hatch. What's this? Is this something I can get? Mobile vehicle bay. Oh, we're going to want that. We're going to want the mobile vehicle bay because that gives us access to... Seaglide does what I want for the moment. The mobile vehicle bay gives us access to some of our submarine, well, all of our submarines, and they are not only useful but needed as time goes on. Okay, back down we go. As you may have noticed when we were at the life pod, I scanned one of these, which is a Seamoth fragment, which is the first submarine we'll gain access to. And yeah, I like the Seamoth is brilliant. I wish you could. I wish it did more, and that will make more sense when we get to it and some of the limitations it has with it. Okay, just collecting some more materials to do startup. That's a creature egg. I don't want that. Right, now one of the bits you'll find in the red grass is quartz, and I need that for a hatch. Okay, I think because we're going to want somewhere pretty to look out. I think that's quite a nice view. Okay, shall we get started with the base? Okay. There is our first, ta-da, base piece. And we're going to need a hatch. Ah, I need another titanium. That's a bladderfish. I don't want to go too far because I could lose where I've placed that at the moment. See, I shouldn't have dropped all of that titanium at the life pod. I should really have brought some of it with me. And now I'm feeling rather foolish.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
I have to say, I do love some of the little mock things that you got on this. So yes, swimming was our favourite activity for our weekly exercise. I mean, who'd have thought it? Okay. So you'll notice I'm running out of power on my Seaglide already. It's at 40-something%. Right, where's the hatch? There's the hatch. And we go kerplunk, and we have a base.
Warning, emergency power only.
With no power.
Oxygen production offline.
So this is where we then go to exterior solar panels. I need two more titanium and quartz. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I am actually going to go back and get that, because I know I've got all of that at the life pod. So we're just going to bolt for it. Shall we do it on the surface? See whether we can get any sunrise? What are we at? Are we at sunrise or sunset? Also, I might have picked up enough things for a compass now as well. Here we go. Right, okay, and in we go. Okay, so we want... Picked up a bladderfish. Always worth turning them into water because that doesn't go off. I think I mentioned it last time, but food will. We want a wiring kit. Equipment, compass, what is it? And copper wire. Did we not get enough? We didn't get enough copper for a copper wire. Interesting. Right, and now we're going to start lead, quartz, titanium. So we want all of that. Gold will be useful. And we'll take the other quartz. Okay, right. So, still didn't get enough copper. Did I? No, still didn't get enough copper. Okay, alright. So no compass. Although because we picked up the life pod, we have lost its beacon, so I want to turn that back on. There it is. Because we know we're near that. Now you'll notice I keep flicking through my options on the Sea Glide, and it has a torch, and it has, I'm going to say, a map on the top, which is kind of like a bit of echoey sonar location for the area around you, and it's meant to help you when you're navigating around. The honest answer is I find it gets in the way, so I always turn it off, and you can do that just by right-clicking. I'm not sure what the controller command for that is, but yeah, right-clicking is where we go with it. Certainly on the PC version. Because of course, yeah, this is on console too. I think it's on Switch. Oh, perfect. Look, direct line, and we found it. So we're back here. So we needed a solar panel, and for ease right now, I'm just going to plonk that straight on top. Now, with this, it doesn't actually matter the orientation you set. As long as it can get access to sunlight, it will count. But, as I mentioned, if I go in here now, still no power because it's night time. But you'll now notice it says power naught of 75. So we're actually going to have some batteries going when we get some daylight. Now, what else do we want? I'm going to want... Oh, excellent. I've got the fabricator already in there. So, we're going to want a fabricator. We'll pop that right here. I'm going to need to go up and get some O2. Okay. And when daytime starts, we can really get cracking on it. Now, again, the observant among you may have noticed as I've been adding things to it.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
Okay, the observant among you may have noticed that. Yeah, I'm going to need more room than this. So, back outside. You'll notice this when I do this now. I'm going to do a T, a full cross. When I add that in the top left, pops up -1 to hull base strength, now 7. You want to keep that value positive, because if it becomes negative, basically you've put too much pressure on your base, and yeah, it breaks and it floods, and that is not good. I've done that a few times. Right, we're going to want some titanium lockers. And then this gives us some nice storage. Now, I want crystals in there. Metals in here, though titanium will want its own one eventually. I'm going to call salt crystalline for the moment. Okay. Now we've got a bit more room to move around. So I think next on the agenda is going to be the radio, which we're going to want some more copper for. Okay, so let's go out and go looking for some copper. That's quartz. So now we've got a base going, and we've got the titanium lockers. There we go. Daytime. Metal salvage is great because that's now just pure titanium. Now we've got a fabricator here. Yeah, we... What's that saying? I've lost where I was going with that now. Complete apologies. Right, but we're going to want all of this. But yes, we're going to want to keep an eye on the whole strength of our base, on the radio, so I want copper ore, which should be somewhere around here. Right, what have we got in here? Something... Whoa! That's weird. Why is... Oh, the key got stuck. Odd. Okay, what have we got in here? We have got mobile vehicle bay. Okay. And then we're going to want to... We're still looking for that copper. Oh, there's our mobile vehicle bay 3. Awesome.
New blueprint acquired.
I really want to get the base set up because the faster I find that you can get an actual base going and not have to rely on the life pod, you just have a bit more room, a bit more flexibility, and it's just easier. Right, no, we're moving out of the area here now. Come on, where's the sandstone outcrop? Yeah, I think I'm also going to start needing to build. There we go, there's sandstone. Please be copper. Lead, damn. We're going to start needing to get... There's gold. That's not what I was after. A scanner room, because that does make finding resources so much easier, as it kind of does what it says on the tin. It scans. Right, more O2. Still on the hunt for that copper. That's limestone, that's not what I want. I'm sure there's a load of you screaming at the TV or your PCs while watching this going, oh, you've driven past like 3 of them. Turn around, go left, go right, because I know I do it when I'm watching other people as well. But it's one of the downsides with it. Not being stood next to me, you can't go, oh, it's over there. Here's some inventory full. I'm not worried about the lead, not worried about the gold. Drink some water to fill up some. Desperately want. Just realised as well, copper. Copper is not in sandstone. Copper is in limestone. So I've been hitting the wrong wrong nodes, which is odd because it was something I was giggling at another YouTuber I was watching who did exactly that, and now I've just fallen afoul of it myself. So these are the ones we need. There you go. The first one I hit, I got the copper I was looking for. Right, okay. More quartz. I like quartz because quartz we turn into glass to make windows. And, you know, if I'm living down here, I want it to look pretty. Okay. Let's illustrate that point. Glass. Window. There we go. Nice pretty way to look out now. But that does knock off my whole strength, so it's something we need to watch for. Okay, so this was crystal, so I can put the quartz in there, the salt in there. I now have a ton of things to make more titanium. Okay, right, I also wanted to get my radio going, so we'll pop that there. Oh look, we have a radio message.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Alterra ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Alterra. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Oh, so we might get rescued. So just redoing that. Dump my titanium in there. And that is going to call it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. Doubly so those of you that have made it to the end. Showing I was a new YouTuber last week, or last episode. Completely forgot to mention likes, subscriptions, comments below, all very helpful. So yeah, I appreciate to those that do. And if not, just thanks for at least sticking around and watching. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you next time.